Next up, now that we're feeling very cared for with the cocktail, next up we have Stacey. Stacey is another longtime feeder friend. She's been helping me with content for the website and the newsletter. There you are.
Okay.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
I'm so excited to have you here.
And I'm excited to be here, but I don't know how fair it was to put my segment on after the fun cocktails, because I'm telling you how not to indulge, and they're telling you how to indulge. So,
okay.
Exactly.
You and I have talked about this over our healthy green salad. So I think actually you were having a salad and I might have been having a burger, and you didn't shame me. So I thought this is probably a really good topic for us. So Stacey is a nutritionist, and one of the things that I really appreciate about her approach is that you're very realistic. There's no absolutes. There's nothing is off the table, and it's all really more about strategies for making things balanced. So if I've hit the nail on the head with that.
You did. So, how to survive the holidays and how to kind of manage the balance is, a topic during this time of year that I have to address a lot. The Mayo Clinic in the U.S. calls this the national eating, season. But remember, it's, they're only, depending on what you celebrate, they're only really 5 or 6, true holiday days. So if you want to enjoy those days, plan for them. So if pumpkin pie is your thing, or, mashed potatoes and gravy, dressings, Christmas puddings, all that kind of stuff, put them in your plan and you can have them. Because basically what that does is it kind of avoids the what the hell effect. So if you don't plan for something, you overindulge, you go, okay, well, we all have done this. I've blown it. I've got something this weekend. I've got a party tomorrow. So you know what? I'm just going to put this off, until Monday and get back on track then. And instead of like one meal that you really enjoyed, you've turned this whole thing into like a week-long regret-filled, period. So the key is just plan it. So then it's part of your plan.
So how do you do that? How would you plan? Let's say, okay, so I know, for instance, that next week I'm out 2 nights, and both of those nights I think are going to be a little boozy. So I'm probably going to eat some cheesy food, maybe have a dessert, and definitely some bubbles. So how do I work that in with everything else in my plan?
Well, first of all, the main thing I always say is do not go ravenous somewhere. Have a good protein snack before you go. So if you go ravenous, no amount of willpower is, going to stop you from overindulging. So that's the first thing. When you get there, take a smaller plate, have water in between your alcoholic drinks. That's a double bonus because you kind of slow yourself down, but you stay hydrated and you're a little less hungover the next day. So they're just ways to kind of manage.
Okay, take water. I'm going to drink our water now.
Yeah. Okay. So y'all just keep alternating. So the other thing that a lot of people, have problems with or over kind of worry about is you have overindulged, you didn't plan for it. You wake up the next morning, you get on the scale. Okay, first of all, don't get on the scale after you've overindulged. But if you do get on the scale, then you may see 2 kilos or 3 kilos over. And you're going, how did that happen? Well, it's not so take comfort. It's not as bad as you might think in the beginning. Now, your clothes aren't fitting great, but it's virtually impossible to gain 2 or 3 kilos in one day, in one overeating. So it's water. It's water weight.
Okay, good to know.
I mean, to give you an idea, just really simplistically speaking, it takes 7,000 calories of overeating to put on 1 kilo. Okay, so if you had 12 bottles of wine or 3 pecan pies.
Not personal.
Yeah.
Being a large
So,
group of 2.
So that's an idea of what you have to do to gain that amount of weight in one night, and that's not happening.
Thank goodness. Wow. And so what do you do then when you do go, okay, I've got this, if the scales crept up, it does look bad. I mean, intellectually, I get it. I didn't eat 4 pecan pies and drink 3 bottles of wine myself, but I'm still looking at that number and I'm still feeling pretty crummy, you know, and I'm probably hungover. So like, what do I do? How do I bounce back from that?
Okay, well, first of all, it's all about self-compassion, first of all, because if you don't forgive yourself, everybody does it. And if you don't forgive yourself, then you're stressed. You know, a lot of people are stressed, go straight back to the kitchen. So first and foremost, it's about forgiveness of yourself. Everybody has a lapse, and so you just have to move on. Drink water. So you wake up, you're not feeling great, get hydrated. It's counterintuitive. You feel like you're holding on to water, but you need to drink water, because what you've done is you've had more carbs, more salt, higher fatty meals. So to kind of flush that out, you need to start with a big glass of water. Next thing is add a smoothie for your morning. Stay away from the cheeseburger. And so your smoothie with banana, avocado, green leafies, they've got magnesium and potassium, and that all kind of puts your system back in balance. And these things get kind of depleted with alcohol and overindulgence.
That's good. And you know what, I had heard too, when you're hungover, if you have a little bit of fruit, it stimulates your liver, you know, a little natural sugar. So sometimes when I'm, you know, have overindulged, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple is like the best thing with a big cup of coffee.
All right, so you're telling me don't do the hash browns.
Yes, stay away from the eggs.
Yeah, and then that's like that vicious cycle, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I've overeaten again. I feel yucky at noon, and it's just, okay, so we make a plan. We don't go hungry. We drink water when we're out. We take, when we're there, we are alternating water and alcohol and smaller portions. So you actually had done something for us, an article a few weeks ago about ordering in a restaurant. Like, what are some restaurant strategies?
And that's the thing. I mean, plan what you're going to do when you get there. So if at all possible, so again, it's all about balance. If you've been to 2 parties, then you know you need to dial it down when you go to a restaurant. So it's again all about balance. So if you know that this is a time that you need to eat on the lighter side, again, never go anywhere hungry. That's first and foremost rule for anything. But the second thing is know where you're going. Look at the menu beforehand if you can, and don't even look at the menu when you get there. So know what you're going to have and just order. I know that's, you know, not always easy, but it is the safest way.
So we have a question. Somebody on the chat wants to know why you shouldn't eat eggs, heavy food when you're hungover. What's the reasoning behind that?
Well, it's calorie laden, first of all. So you're not kind of aiding in the recovery, right? So if you want to get back on your plan, then the best thing is to eat a lighter meal. Sometimes when you start the day heavy, you kind of continue the day heavy. So just start over, have your healthy breakfast, and then that puts you on the right track for the rest of the day.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Stacey. So we are going to, we're going to plan ahead. We're not going to go hungry. We're going to drink our water. When we mess up, as we inevitably will do,
we're going to forgive ourselves.
We're going to forgive ourselves. Self-compassion. Thank you so much. This is really, really helpful. I feel like I can go into November, December with a couple of tools in my box.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
we're already kind of been there because I feel like we've sort of been eating like it's the holidays in quarantine this whole time. So, I mean, I think it's been this whole weird time. I'm sorry, the Q word. But I think people have been guilty, myself, of overindulging because it's been such a weird time. So, good tips, like for any time, right?
Good tips for any time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stacey. Have a good. Oh, before you go, what is your big cheat? Come on, I know you do it. I know you do.
You knew that you were going to ask me that, and basically, look, it's not what you think. It goes back to, you can take the girl out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the girl. So actually, I have a craft beer. A good craft beer is my indulgence. So Thanksgiving, a few craft beers while we're deep frying a turkey is kind of my guilt-free indulgence for the holiday.
You look so happy when you said deep fried turkey.
Really. I was excited.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Paige. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.